Welcome to Level Up. My name is Jared, and today we're talking about Death Stranding. Let's get you leveled up. So, like I said, welcome to the Death Stranding episode. I want to just apologize last week. Last week's episode was poorly thought out. I could have done it 1,000 times better. I'm going to do better. I will be better. And you are going to get better content. So today, we're going to do a little bit of fun. It's called mathematics, but don't you worry, kiddos. I've done all the math. I've done everything that needs to be out there. So let's dive into it. So like I said, this episode is about Death Stranding. I've seen some very interesting things about the game. And I mean, in the game, you are Sam, you are a courier. You're basically the postal service in a futuristic sci-fi world where a whole bunch of random stuff has happened. And now you get to carry things left and right. Now, Sam is this amazing individual because after doing a little bit of research on the game, and I'm quoting directly from the wiki here, Sam is in peak physical condition. If necessary, he's able to carry towering stacks of cargo on his back. There's some other stuff that kind of fills in here. And then it comes to Sam's natural carrying capacity and movement are enhanced significantly upon donning various skeletons. Now, skeletons will be referred to as exoskeletons because that's what they are here in the game. Now, for those of you who don't know, Sam has become a legend, and of course in every game you want to play as a legendary character, and that's what Sam is he's a legend. I think he's like the courier, the legendary courier or something like this. This guy is now known. But this is where I want to take a look and deep dive into everything. So significantly is what they're saying it. It says, enhanced significantly upon donning various exoskeletons. Now, I've looked into the game. The game has 3 different exoskeletons. You have the power, the all-terrain, and the speed. Now, to level 1 for power skeleton, which gives you a boost for delivering heavy cargo, a level 1 gives you an additional 120 kilograms of carrying power, or 264 pounds for us Americans. Now, if Sam is in peak physical condition and the suit significantly increases his carrying capacity, this should give him a boost of approximately 104% increase. Now, you're asking yourself, Jared, where did you get a 104% increase? Well, this is where I got it from. So if you take a special warfare operator as a prime example of somebody who is in peak physical condition, these guys carry a full kit worth of 185 pounds or 84 kilograms for a 3 to 5 day mission. Right? Now, if you take everything into consideration, that 185 pounds is your gun, your armor, your ammunition, your food, your ruck, just anything and everything you could need on that mission from leaving your forward operating base or your home base, going to the other location where you have all the other gear and equipment and that time in between, aka like a postal service carrying everything that you need to get from place A to place B, a lot like Sam. So if we look at a lot of straight numbers, things kind of just match up here, which is interesting. But this is where I find that things get a little odd because I thought a lot of what we were coming into was going to be a sheer impossibility. I was going to be able to rub it in everybody's face and be like, ha, 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 you were wrong. Well, I was wrong. Plain and simple. Now, if we take this one graphic here, there's 17 Pelican cases worth of goods on his back. Now, why did I specifically say a Pelican case? Now, Pelican cases are built for transporting stuff that you just don't want broken. These things can take an absolute beating. This is what we used to carry my guns in when I would travel overseas. You know, my M4, my M9, all my magazines and everything else like that. These things could literally be dropped from like a 3-story building and they'd be totally fine. You know, you could drop it from the top of the 3-story building with all the stuff inside, and even with some of the padding, it would be good. Now, if you look at the graphic, it does say that each case is carrying about 5 kilograms of raw material. Now, when I'm looking at the Pelican cases on his back, I took one of the smaller Pelican cases that you can usually purchase online, which is a fairly decent size, and I think it would add up to what we're seeing in this gentleman's in Sam's backpack. So that's roughly 85 kilograms or 187 pounds of pure raw material. Now, if we take a look at a typical operator's full kit for a mission that can last for, like I said, upwards of 3 days, everything's kind of, coming out to be enhanced here. But we're forgetting a lot of different things. The 85 kilograms or the 187 pounds of raw material is just for the material. Now, if we take into consideration everything else that we're looking at here, we're looking at BB, his detection arm thingy, the backpack that he carries everything on, and I'm going to assume that's a metal braced backpack made out of just very enhanced material. So, we take the average weight of a kid at birth, we take typical pipes and say a metal backpack. We're looking at about maybe 9 kilograms or 20 pounds. I mean, technically this is the future, so we're kind of playing a little bit of leeway with those numbers. So we'll just say 9 kilograms or 20 pounds just for giggles, I should say here. But the weight of each Pelican case also needs to be added into it as well, too. Each Pelican case itself weighs on average 3.8 kilograms or 8.5 pounds. The reason why I say on average is because it says that there's with foam and without foam. We're just going to go right in the middle, because we don't know if they're using just a small amount of foam and the rest is just 5 kilograms of rare metals or materials or whatever it may be. So we're just going to say 8.5 pounds or 3.8 kilograms. So the cases themselves, just the cases alone, weigh 65.5 kilograms or 144.5 pounds. That is already pushing the upper limits of what he can carry at his peak performance. So if we take a look at everything included, the raw materials, the kit, and his case, we come up with 159 kilograms or 351.5 pounds. We have essentially doubled what he is typically able to carry of. So this graphic is incorrect. Now, in this photo, he's not wearing an exoskeleton. You get 3 exoskeletons, and the exoskeleton, even at a power level 1, which you don't actually get an exoskeleton until I think mission 19. Upon completion of mission 19, can you then purchase one of them? This means that he can carry it. So if we look at the mathematics here, he can carry with a power level 1 exoskeleton 204 kilograms or 450 pounds. So that's actually easily achievable. That's well under the weight with that basic look over there. But again, in the graphic, he's not wearing an exoskeleton, which is even just a power level 1. Now, let's just go ahead and take a look at this graphic right here. A little ridiculous, don't you think? That's okay, though. It's fine, because it's a video game, and this is where things get interesting. Now, let's go ahead and do the numbers for this kit on our side here. I counted 28 Pelican cases. That's 108 kilograms or 238 pounds. The cases, again, we're just assuming that it's 5 kilograms of raw materials for a total of 140 kilograms or 308 pounds. And then the kit itself, again, is just 9 kilograms or 20 pounds. Now, the reason why I'm not saying let's go ahead and add the exoskeleton in is because in a lot of what I was finding is that the exoskeleton takes into account its own weight. Like, I think, if I have everything correct here, the Guardian XO Alpha gives you about a 50 to 200 plus pounds of materials that you can carry for an 8-hour day without it being too strenuous. So assuming that the harness takes into account itself as kind of a baseline to be able to do 200 plus pounds of lifting 8 hours a day throughout the entire day, I'm going to assume that they've had a little bit of time to, what's that called? Enhance everything. So if we take a look at all the fun stuff and all the fun equations and numbers and stuff like that there, I would have to safely assume that, I'd have to just assume that science fiction does what science fiction does best. It just works out in that capacity. So again, if we go back to the 28 Pelican cases raw weight, the kilograms and the kit gives us a grand total of 257 kilograms or 566.5 pounds. Now, that's a lot of weight. However, the level 3 power exoskeleton gives you an extra 180 kilograms worth of carrying capacity, plus your 84 kilograms of base. Brings you to 264 kilograms total. 264 kilograms of total carrying weight available for you. The grand total for this graphic right here is 257 kilograms. Mathematically, it checks out. Whether or not it stays on him, like in the video from the beginning, where it's just kind of flippity-floppity all over, and we can only assume that science fiction does what science fiction does, and just says, we figure out a way to do this. Mathematically, this all works. Is it realistic? I mean, technically, the book The Martian is it can be done. Whether or not it can happen the first go around, or if it takes 1,000 go rounds before it actually happens, the answer is mathematically yes, it works out. Which is a lot of what NASA based the moon program on, was that the math checks out, so it should be able to work theoretically if we can make everything work the way it should be. And they've had plenty of Apollo missions that have theoretically worked out. So the only thing I can really say here is turn on the PlayStation 4, turn on the PlayStation 5, slap on that Postal Service uniform that you've always wanted to wear, because neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of the night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. Now, that's not the official U.S. Postal Service motto, but that is their motto. And that is your motto in Death Stranding, is helping rebuild America one mission at a time, where the maths just works. So, this has been Jared. I have been Jared. This has been Leveled Up. You have now officially been leveled up. And these are the episodes that I'm going to try to do in the future. I hope you like them. And I will, I'll check y'all later.